Yeah, there you go. Good afternoon. Thank you, Yana, for that wonderful introduction. Pleasant afternoon, a pleasant Wednesday afternoon to our attendees here on Zoom and, of course, live on Facebook. And once more, please allow me to welcome you to Road to Recovery, the rising popularity of on-demand products. My name is Andoy. I am the Business Development and Market Education Head of First Metro Sec, the stock brokerage arm of the Philippines' the best managed bank, the most stable bank in Metro Bank. And of course, we happen to be your 2017, 2018, 2020, and 2021 best online broker with the country's most advanced trading platform. So perfect, no? Perfect for this topic, perfect for the start of the year, perfect especially for those of you who are looking into saving or looking into investing or looking to start the year strong as far as their financial goals are concerned. Um, uh, Pre-pandemic, what I normally do is I jump from campus to campus, office to office, island to island, sometimes even country to country, to talk to Filipinos, young and old, about anything and everything: investing, saving, fintech, digital transformation, management, leadership, and pretty much everything in between. But because of the pandemic, of course, you, me, businesses, schools, employees, students, we all had to adjust. We all had to adjust the way we do stuff. And in order for me, most especially for me, for my team, for First Metro Sec, Federal Land included, Toyota, of course, in order for us to continue our mission to build a financially literate Philippines, the show must go on, and that's why we're taking advantage of opportunities, one webinar at a time, one vlog guesting at a time, one Facebook live session at a time, one international roadshow at a time, one webisode at a time, one Let's Invest PH recording at a time. Because again, the show must go on. Learning never stops. And again, that's why we're here, no? Guys, it's no secret that whatever we've been doing the past couple of years, no, whether personal yan or professionally, what we've been doing in one way or another, we have all been working on nursing ourselves, our physical selves, our mental selves, our families, the Philippines, no, the economy, the country. We are all trying to nurse ourselves and everyone back to recovery. That's what we're really heavily going to talk about. No? How do we how can we help ourselves? How can we help the Philippines on its road to recovery? So that's essentially what we've been doing. No? We're trying our best to comply with health protocols, with health standards. We're trying our best to for the Philippines to reach its herd immunity by being vaccinated, by being boosted, by encouraging people to get vaccinated, by encouraging people to get boosted. And in one way or another, again, it's our way, no, to help us closer and closer to recovery. And the good thing about that is the new year, 2022, the turn of the year, it gives us a psychological advantage because it offers a fresh start. It gives us an opportunity to reset. It gives us the opportunity to repair the damages of the past, for us to be able to start rebuilding, and ultimately, hopefully, one small step at a time, one payday at a time, one realization at a time, one webinar at a time. Hopefully, it leads to recovery. From an economic standpoint, I think I was also able to share a few bits of this, what I'm about to say, during our year-end event, of course, with Federal Land, MasterCard, Lamudi, and AXA a few weeks ago. From an economic standpoint, I think it's also best that we understand the makeup of the Philippine economy. The Philippines is largely a consumption-centric, a consumption-driven economy. In fact, 70% of our country's GDP is essentially household expenditure. And in the Philippine setting, household expenditure is pretty much fueled by employment and then remittances. No? As far as employment is concerned, as far as the job market is concerned, I think we need not worry, despite lots of negative news flow about companies closing, about businesses folding. We need not worry because, generally speaking, 60% of the country's population is considered to be in the demographic sweet spot. Excuse me. Ano ibig sabihin nitong demographic sweet spot? No? Statistically speaking, we talk about the economy. This means that 60% of our labor force are at the peak or considered to be nearing the peak of their productive life. So ito yung mga talagang masipag, hindi pa masyadong nagkakasakit, peak performance, well-oiled machines. Sila yung punong-puno ng pag-asa, sila yung punong-puno ng pangarap, at sila yung mga taong gusto talaga na makapag-ipon para sa kanilang mga pamilya at para sa kanilang mga future. No? So we're in good hands. In Metrobank terms, we are in good hands because we are the economy, the engine that is the Philippine economy is being ran by very industrious and top performing labor market. And then when it comes to remittances, it's also nice to know that though at least 12% of Philippine households rely on OFW remittances, yung source naman yan, no? We happen to have a strong and resilient remittances brought about by stable and large OFW population. And over the last 15-20 years, hindi lang naman OFW remittances ang nagiging source ng dollar inflow natin. Of course, andyan ang tourism leg. And most importantly, nandyan din ang BPOs or the business process outsourcing industry na largely nakaka-contribute sa dollar inflow natin. And of course, employment. So what we're really trying to say here is the consumption drivers are really there. The consumption drivers are intact. You have purchasing power. You have a stable purchasing power. We're seeing household savings, from transportation, allowance, school bus fees, parking, fuel, movie dates, travel. Yung mga hindi natin nagagastusan the past couple of years, it translates to household savings. And because the economy and businesses are further and further reopening, despite all-time high daily infection rates brought about by the COVID-19 Omicron variant, you're still seeing you get to feel the stance of the national government. You get to feel the stance of businesses that if it's something that we can manage because of the mild symptoms, I think alert level 3 is going to be the default, the default status as far as our economy, as far as the businesses go. So that's what we're really trying to look into. It's also very important that the recovery, the further reopening supports the recovering labor market, and of course, you have resilient remittances and continued BPO presence. Hindi lang naman tayo country of choice when it comes to voice. We're also the country of choice when it comes to non-voice services as far as the BPO sector is concerned. But the big question mark there is, guys, we won't be able to nurse ourselves. We won't be able to nurse our families. We won't be able to nurse the economy, back to tip-top shape, back to, full strength if we continue to have mobility restrictions. Yun yung magiging problema doon. Kaya nga sabi natin, the government made itself clear na wala na masyadong hard lockdowns. Kung meron man, mga localized lockdowns na lang para hindi masyadong marami ang maapektuhan. Nagkakaroon kasi ng negative effect sa economy natin, yung shifting back and forth from relax to strict quarantine protocols, because it forces the government and even businesses to cut back on their operations, thereby affecting essentially supply, demand, employment, and overall economic activity. Now, don't get me wrong. Philippine consumption, it's going to be there. It will continue to provide us with strong numbers, better numbers by 2022, 2023. But let me just give you a snapshot of what happened the past couple of years. If you're going to observe from that slump, itong naka-highlight, in-highlight ko dyan, that slump in 2020, It's essentially caused by lockdown, no? Pero ang difference natin ng 2020 versus now, 2021, 2022 is mas marami tayong alam about the situation. Mas marami tayong alam about COVID-19 at mas marami ng tao ang medyo protektado again because of getting vaccinated by way of getting boosted. But what we're really trying to say here is this is generally brought about by market fear. Instead of people picking up battered stocks na normally ginagawa naman talaga ng market, people just sold their positions because of uncertainty, because of market fear. So instead of them picking up stocks, they ended up stockpiling essentials, food items, because Filipinos tried to stay at home as much as possible. Because of general market fear. Limited mobility also brought activities indoors. Employees like you and me, students, our kids, we adopted telecommuting and e-learning setups respectively. This also introduced the new consumer trends when it comes to lifestyle. We started embracing the concept of hometainment, entertainment on demand. We started DIYing indoor basketball courts, mga garahe natin. We started assembling home gyms just for us to, get in a workout or two after a stressful day at work. We also saw the rise of third-party delivery aggregators and online shopping platforms. But this time around, hindi lang sila nagbibigay sa atin ng budol finds. Hindi lang sila yung nagiging paraan para makuha natin yung wants natin, even needs, no, even essentials, ginagawa na natin, binibili na natin through online shopping apps. Of course, made possible by third-party delivery aggregators. Now, this also paved the way to Filipinos finally embracing digital transformation. Whether we are aware or not, whether we like it or not, we had to. Filipinos had to. The titos and titas, the lolos and lolas, they had to open e-wallets for them to be able to receive money, for them to be able to receive ayuda, for them to be able to send money, for them to be able to send ayuda. That way, because of the rising popularity of e-wallets, even the bigger banks, it forced the bigger banks to enhance their mobile banking, their digital banking platforms. There even came a point when 80-90% of banks even waived interbank transfer fees just for them to be able to, get along, go along with the market's demand. Now, we're confident that there are better days ahead. What makes analysts, what makes us, what gives us that confidence that there are better days ahead? Where again, as mentioned previously, medical experts like you and me, medical experts are starting to learn more and more about the virus. You have more and more Filipinos getting vaccinated. You have more and more Filipinos getting their booster shots. I think the count right now is better than 70% if we're going to count those at least with who are partially vaccinated. Basically, it just gives the government and even the business sector the confidence to reopen, the confidence to more and more accept clients for as long as we still comply with the minimum health protocols. No? So that being said, after talking about our catapulted rise to digital transformation brought about by COVID-19, let's talk about what brought on-demand in demand. No? Paano naging in-demand itong on-demand products, on-demand services? The on-demand market came to be because of the progression of society. And of course, if we're going to rewind a few decades ago, parang ang society they label women as just housewives. But because of the progression of society, women became empowered. Natama naman talaga, 'di ba? Women became empowered. In fact, you have 50% of our presenters ngayon dito sa webinar na to are women. 75% of the organizers of this event are women. So we won't be able to bring you things like this without girl power. So women empowerment, from being prototypical housewife, women empowerment gave rise to full-time career women. And when they became full-time career women, in the process, it also gave rise to the need for house help. Babysitters, nannies, kaya even the formal and informal sectors naka-apekto drastically when it comes to the role of women in the society. Now, the shift from being housewives to becoming career women meant women spent more time outside the house. And obviously, when you spend more time outside the house, you're going to spend less time at home. And for those stuff that they can't entrust to the house help, yung mga bagay na hindi nila kaya, hindi sila comfortable na iutos sa house help or sa babysitter or sa nanny, they do it themselves when they get back home from work, which forced them to multitask because you have very little time to work with after very little time and very little energy to work with after a long day at work. So the shift essentially asked them that shift, the progression of society, essentially led to people generally multitasking all the time. Because they were always in a rush, they had less time to devote to household chores. And because necessity is the mother of invention, we saw the influx of things. We saw the influx of inventions designed to accomplish household tasks, household chores faster, easier, quicker, in an instant. So to moms, tawag nila dito lifesavers, but to us, millennials, ang tawag natin dito hacks. Easily reheat food, microwave oven. You can easily cook rice by using a rice cooker without having to monitor it, without having to stay in front of it to make sure that it gets cooked the right way. Clean, and at the same time check and respond to emails by way of using vacuum cleaners. Get clothes washed. Have your laundry while watching an episode or two because of automatic washing machines. So these things were invented. These things were developed because of again the progression of society. And makikita natin as we go along that it just kept on progressing. Hindi tayo natatapos dito. But essentially everything now is all about how quickly we can get something done. How quickly we can get something delivered, how quickly we can get from point A to point B. Fast became the norm. Fast became the way to go. It may not be the healthiest of options, but fast food solved the issue of people having very little time to cook food for themselves, for the family, for the office, para sa dinner, pasalubong. Fast food became that's why fast food became popular. People also wanted to earn money. As far as money is concerned, people wanted to earn money the fastest way possible. So bukod sa trabaho, bukod sa day job, people started side hustles. Gumagawa sila ng sideline, nagbebenta ng kung ano-ano online. They make money off of their skills. They make money off of their passion. Kaya nga nagkaroon tayo ng gig economy. Kaya nauso ang gig economy, nagkakaroon ng mga nagsa-side hustle because we're looking for several other ways for us to make money outside our 9 to 5. We're always rushing things to win that rat race, to earn more money. People invented 3-in-1 coffee because we no longer have time to brew and enjoy a cup of coffee. We invented instant noodles, para sa mga biglaang cravings, biglang nagutom, habang nagre-review, habang nag-aaral, habang may tinatapos na overtime work. You have instant noodles to the rescue because we no longer have time to buy ingredients or prepare a proper meal. Food delivery apps became a staple in our smartphones because we no longer have time to even go to fast food restaurants. So imagine, fast food na nga, nababagalan pa tayo. That's why nagkaroon ng rising popularity ang on-demand food delivery apps. So consumers have gotten used to everything instant. Lahat mabilisan. Excuse me. Readily available right here, right now. Yun yung nagiging norm na sa atin ngayon. Lahat gusto natin as much as possible right here, right now. On hand ba yan? I don't want to wait. No, gusto ko ngayon na. Essentially, businesses capitalized on our impatience. No? Na iniintindihan ng mga nagninegosyo, naiintindihan ng mga kumpanya, ng mga korporasyon, na importante para sa mga tao yung makuha nila ngayon. Ora mismo, yung gusto nilang mabili, yung gusto nilang mapuntahan, yung gusto nilang makuha. So you no longer have time to think about something. You forget one key information, you forget the name of one very important person. Google search or Facebook stalking is there to the rescue. We don't want to wait for primetime TV. We want on-demand shows on Netflix, on-demand viewing. We don't want to wait for our favorite song, our LSS, our last song syndrome, to be played over the radio. So we have music on demand, care of Spotify. But we also need to factor in that perhaps maybe the reason why we want everything on demand is also because of the change in lifestyle. Diba? Kasi back in the day, prime time ang 6 o'clock. Pero ngayon, wala nang prime time. Kasi hindi lahat ng tao nasa bahay by 6 o'clock because of, again, the rise of BPOs, because the rise of the progression of society. May mga tao na hindi umuuwi ng 6 pero paalis pa lang ng 6 o'clock PM. We may not be able to catch primetime TV because we're just on our way home, stuck in traffic, or perhaps working the graveyard shift. Because we're so used to a world where almost everything can be done in an instant. Ganon din yung nagiging konsepto natin pagdating sa pera. Kaya nga nagkakaroon tayo ng mga taong nabibiktima ng investment scams, no? Kasi yun ang selling point ng investment scammers, no? We're so used to a world where almost everything is just a few clicks away. We're being made to believe that the same is true when it comes to investments, when it comes to money. That's why a lot of millennials fall victim. A lot of people fall prey, especially yung mga hindi masyadong savvy when it comes to fintech. Because scammers use the lure of instant earnings and quick money to victimize people. Click mo lang to para kumita ka ng pera, mag-open ka ng account dito para madoble yung investment mo without you really looking at the validity of the site, yung authenticity, without really checking if the person who sent it to you is actually is even registered or licensed to do what he's doing, no? So it's very important na magkaroon din tayo ng patience, no? Hindi lahat on demand, hindi lahat nadadaan sa mabilisan, especially when it comes to things as serious, no, as investing. Now, Philippine households during the pandemic, it's nice to know that Philippine households continue to save and pay off debt at the same time. Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas tells us that the aggregate personal savings reached 6.2 trillion pesos in May 2021. Anong ibig sabihin nito? This means that this is 20% higher compared to pre-pandemic levels, compared to pre-pandemic times before the pandemic. This can be attributed to spending cuts brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic. But this is not just a sign of risk aversion, but a result of stay-at-home trends. There's less urgency to spend on auxiliary expenses. There's less urgency to spend on outdoor activities kasi kahit gusto mo namang lumabas, bawal naman or very limited yung options mo. Quarantine measures also curtailed spending on leisure, recreation, hotels, catering, events, travel, and of course, tourism. So after saving and after paying debt, ano yung next para sa mga Pilipino? After forcing ourselves to open e-wallets, after forcing ourselves to embrace the digital transformation, after being able to save, after being able to pay off our debt, I'd like to believe that the next step, the next stage is for Filipinos to fully embrace investing. Hindi enough for us to save, hindi enough for us to pay off our obligations, our debt. We also need to make sure that we make our money, make more money. And we can only do that by way of investing. To a certain extent, the progression of society, to a certain extent, the digital transformation, our multitasking lifestyle, our the gig economy, the side hustle culture, to a certain extent, all these things contributed to the X in ones. The X in ones revolution, the 2-in-1 revolution, the 3-in-1 revolution, the all-in-ones. No? These are things designed to function as a number of other things in one. You know, they're intended, they're designed, they were invented to make things, to make living our day to day a lot less complicated. So, for example, instead of buying a set of wrenches, why don't you just buy an adjustable wrench? No, less space ang kakailanganin mo, less money ang kakailanganin mo, tapos less maintenance pa, 'di ba? Hindi mo kailangang maglinis, hindi mo kailangang magligpit ng marami. You just need to, monitor one. Instead of buying, for example, a spoon and fork, especially for people on the go, naimbento ang spork, or according to my favorite sketch, no, Key and Peele, Fopun. Instead of always having to carry with you your mobile phone and your laptop all at the same time, perhaps the more practical approach there is go in somewhere in between. No, not a phone, not a laptop, but perhaps a tablet. So ganun yung nakikita natin na trend, no, nagiging trend na yung all-in-one because it's practical, because it's budget friendly, and because it's slowly becoming the way to go. If, for example, you're torn between renting out or buying a property, magre-renta kaya ako? Hindi pa ba bumili kaya ako? Kaya ko kaya? Can I afford it? Why don't you just rent to own? Federal land has a lot of quality properties that you can acquire through their rent to own or lease to own facilities, diba? For example, you're looking for a family car that can sit 6, 7, 8 family members. Pero ang problema mo, your budget can only get you a sedan. That's essentially the reason why Toyota came up with the Avanzas, why they came up with Toyota Corolla Cross, no? Kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng mga crossover vehicles because of these market demands, no? When it comes to investing, for example, hirap na hirap kang mamili between a number of stocks, multiple stocks. If you're, if you want to invest in multiple stocks but your buying power can only get you so far, why don't you look into First Metro Securities as FundSmart? FundSmart allows you to invest in the country's best peso and dollar denominated mutual funds and unit investment trust funds for as little as just 5,000 pesos. Diba? Again, all-in-one is the way to go. For example, if you're having a hard time choosing between funds and stocks, why don't you choose both by investing in exchange-traded funds? In the Philippines, there only happens to be one ETF, one exchange-traded fund, and it happens to be ours, FN ETF. First Metro Exchange Traded Fund. It allows you to invest in the country's best stocks, the blue chip stocks, for as little as just 1,500 pesos. Another thing that you can take advantage of is perhaps the existence of real estate investment trusts. If you're torn between real estate investing and fund investing, or kung gusto mong mag-invest sa real estate pero wala kang milyong pisong pera para bumili ng real estate properties, then REITs would be the way to go. Real estate investment trusts for as little as 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 pesos. The good thing about REITs, it provides you with regular, when I say regular, quarterly dividends. 90% of its income gets distributed back to us as investors sa pamamagitan ng dividends. So real estate investment trusts. And again, the good thing about this is investing can also be a feel-good story. Why? Because if you want to grow your money, and at the same time, even without you knowing it, help the Philippines recover, then investing is the way to go. And the next question there is, of course, I'd like to invest, but when am I supposed to invest? The answer will always be invest as early as possible. Invest now. Again, if you want to grow your money and have the Philippines' recovery efforts, why don't you start investing now? So guys, you have to understand that we can only do so much. Tao lang tayo. We need to rest. We need to relax. Minsan nga kahit enough yung rest natin, minsan kahit enough yung relaxation natin, sometimes we still end up getting sick. No? Again, because tao lang. No, we can only do so much. And that's the reason why I'd like you to look into investing. That's the benefit. That's the beauty of being able to invest. Because if you're able to invest your money, it's going to work 24/7. It's just going to keep on working for you 24/7. Your money, it won't ask you for a rest. It won't ask for vacations off. Andoy, time out. I need to I need to unwind. I need to relax. I need to take the weekend off. I need to go on vacation. Your money won't ask you those things. Your money won't do that, because no matter how hard working your money is, your money won't get sick, because your money is not just intended to be spent. Your money, if invested the right way, if invested in legitimate investment outlets, your money can make more money. But you can't do that. You can't make your money grow without having to sacrifice. And when I say sacrifice, syempre, hindi naman dapat lahat ng pera natin ginagastos natin. And that's a sacrifice. That's one sacrifice I'm referring to. You'll only be able to make your money do these things if you make little sacrifices to free up money for you to be able to invest. And that's the beauty of investing with the Philippines' best online broker, First MetroSec, because we give you the power to invest in stocks, to invest in mutual funds and unit investment trust funds, to invest in FMETF, the country's first and still the only exchange-traded fund. We give you the power to invest in government and corporate bonds and real estate investment trusts, all in one powerful account. Gain access to peso and dollar-denominated mutual funds and unit investment trust funds from ALFM, from ATR Asset Management, from FAMI, from PhilAm Asset Management, from PhilEquity, from Sun Life, and of course, from Manulife Investment Management. The good thing about that is if you're investing in mutual funds and in unit investment trust funds through us, sa pamamagitan ng FundSmart, you make your money, work harder, you make the most out of your money kasi hindi ka ma-charge ng sales loads, hindi ka ma-charge ng transaction fees, at hindi ka ma-charge ng commissions. Diba? So parang sobrang tipid. You get to invest in the best, you get to choose from the best, but you don't get charged sales loads, you don't get charged transaction fees, you don't get charged commissions. That's again one of the beauties of investing with the country's best stock brokerage firm with the best online trading platform, First MetroSec. Invest on the go with the Philippines' most powerful online trading app in First MetroSec Go. This is something you can download for free, whether you are running on Android or iOS. Essentially, you can build an all-in-one investment portfolio, an investment account powerful enough to give Filipinos everything in one. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, unit investment trust funds, REITs, exchange-traded funds. We give you 24/7 account opening access. So you can open an account after office hours, during weekends, during holidays, wherever in the world you may be. 24/7 platforms, 24/7 mobile apps, and 24/7 e-help center. Take advantage of our platform's artificial intelligence, and allow it to do on-demand, real-time technical analysis for you, absolutely free, no subscription needed, no need for you to pay for subscription fees. Everything, free technical analysis. Get access to our daily, weekly, and monthly research reports for your fundamental analysis on demand. Again, absolutely free of charge. Take advantage of our conditional orders. We happen to be the only stock brokerage firm in the Philippines providing you with these advancements when it comes to investing, so that you get to minimize risk and thereby increase your potential gains. We can provide you with an opportunity for you to automate your investments by way of our voluntary investment program for as little as 1,500 pesos, whether you would like to start investing regularly in stocks or funds, mutual funds, unit investment trust funds, exchange traded funds, even real estate investment trusts, pwede po. So that's free automated investing for you. You have, funding. Funding your account is also a breeze to our online funding and bills payment partners. Metro Bank, Online, PS Bank, Metro Remit Singapore, BPI, BDO, Paymaya, GCash, Coins.ph. We have Security Bank, Union Bank, and even 7-Eleven click booths. Pwede po kayong mag-fund ng First Metro Sec accounts nyo. Speaking of on-demand, you can also learn on demand through our YouTube channel, on-demand lectures, tutorials, learning programs in our official YouTube channel. So please do subscribe to our official YouTube channel. Hear it first from me and my team through our announcements, relevant market updates, and market education guidance through our official Viber community, or perhaps if you're the Facebook type, why don't you join us in our official Facebook community so that we can all learn and earn together as a First Metro Sec family. And of course, if you'd like to invite us over for a customized, gamified, world-class financial investment literacy program for your students, for your employees, for your org mates, just send us a message by emailing marketeducation@firstmetrosec.com.ph. So guys, creating multiple streams of income is not that difficult. So again, take it from me. It sounds complicated. It may be overwhelming, especially for beginners. But creating multiple streams of income is not that difficult. And managing all your investments with one very powerful account will just make investing convenient. It will make investing fun. And it also can make investing quite affordable because it's all in one. So if you'd like to take that first step into investing, account opening is purely online, absolutely paperless, and accessible 24/7, even during weekends and holidays, wherever in the world you may be. So again, just go to www.firstmetrosec.com.ph or perhaps scan the QR code in front of you. Step number 2 is complete the registration form, and step number 3 is upload the required documents online, and you're good. But sabi nga ni Ana, we're throwing away a few prizes as part of our, for us to be able to welcome 2022 with a bang. So what we're going to do is the first two participants will be able to successfully open a First Metro Sec account using our seminar code Road to Recovery. Because when you get asked by the system, account opening process, how did you learn about us? Just click seminar or event and type in our event code, Road to Recovery. The first two who will be able to successfully open a First Metro Sec account using Road to Recovery as our seminar code, we will give them 500 pesos worth of 7-Eleven e-vouchers. So we're going to directly email them to you. Kasama po yung redemption instructions. So again, the first two to use Road to Recovery as the seminar code will be able to successfully open a First Metro Sec account. Will win 500 pesos each, 7-Eleven e-vouchers. All right. So again, just visit www.firstmetrosec.com.ph. When you get asked by the system, how did you learn about us? Click seminar or event and type in our event code Road to Recovery. So again, please do follow us on social media. We're everywhere. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on Viber. Please do connect with us. Again, for speaking engagement invites, you may reach me through our social media platforms. And just a quick reminder, though we've talked a lot about digital transformation, about everything in an instant, about on demand, about on the fly, about being on the go. At this day and age, when where almost everything is on demand, never forget to take it one step at a time. You know, because the things that really matter, they're the ones that do take time. You know, career, when it comes to careers, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to, friendships, when it comes to investing, when it comes to money. The things that really matter do take time. Always keep in mind that if you keep on, spending and spending and spending money, especially on unnecessary stuff, what's going to happen is you're just going to keep on losing and losing. You know, I keep on telling you guys that, day in, day out, you keep on spending and spending and spending, especially on unnecessary stuff. If you're just going to keep on losing and losing and losing your hard-earned money. So sayang, hindi ka nag-sacrifice nun. Nagpapabudol ka nun. No? But if you see to it that you save and invest in legitimate outlets, in investment vehicles who truly understand. If you open accounts using legitimate stock brokerage firms, legitimate platforms, eventually you'll reap the benefits of small sacrifices. Because in doing so, it will just bring you one payday closer and closer and closer and closer to your life goals. It will bring you one step closer to your dream federal land home. It will bring you one payday closer and closer to your dream Toyota car. And without you knowing, in the process, akala mo para sa sarili mo lang, akala mo nag-ipon ka lang, kakatago ka lang ng pera, nag-invest ka lang para sa sarili mo. But without you knowing, in the process, the small things that you do, the small amounts that you invest, it also helps nurse the Philippine economy. It also helps nurse the Philippines on the road to recovery. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for the time. Thank you for listening. Thank you for devoting your Wednesday afternoon with us. And on behalf of Team First Metro Sec, this has been Andoy Beltran. Thanking you for the opportunity, and I'll be back during the question and answer portion. So that being said, Ayana, take it away. Thank you.